Hey everyone, I'm back in the streets of Belfast today. It's quite a cold but sunny autumnal day. The streets are quite quiet, but as usual, I'm always confident that some good-hearted person is going to stop with me and have a good conversation. So yeah, I've got my sign, animal lovers, take our quick survey, 3 simple questions, and I'm testing out if people firstly love animals, and then I want to see if they're carrying those values forward into their everyday life choices. So let's see how it goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course leave some comments below. Okay guys, I'm here with Philip, and he's stopped and he's going to answer the 3 questions for me. So first question, really easy. Are you an animal lover, and if so, why?
Yes, because they're just characters. They have characters of their own, and I think they have a soul, and I think they're almost an alternative to the human beings in terms of, you know, there's something about like a dog looking at you and its wee characteristics and stuff like that. So
I totally agree with you. They're all individuals. They all have their own personalities. They do have soul. Well, I'm not sure if souls exist, but if souls exist and I have one and you have one, well then animals definitely have one too. I would totally agree with you. Second question, what do you think of people who abuse animals or animal abuse in general?
Well, see, that's the thing. The animals can't talk back. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, what do I think of them? It's something I don't understand. So it's obviously something I don't agree with. So, but I don't understand how someone can do that.
Exactly. And again, I agree. I mean, animals are completely innocent. They do have a voice, we just choose not to listen to it, or we don't speak their language, or they don't speak our language. And to abuse somebody who's totally innocent, for me, is just way beyond the line of anything that would be acceptable at all. So the third question is an easy question. It's harder to answer, and it does not come with any judgment, so just answer it how you wish. So the third question is, do you fund any industries that abuse animals without thinking about it? And by that I mean meat, dairy, eggs, leather, circuses, zoos, animal testing, all those things.
So since I've had
no judgment, by the way.
No, that's fine. But since I've had a dog, about 4 years ago, it's made me think. So it has. So I wish there was a lot more alternatives out there, and I'm hoping there's something like that in the pipeline. I think some other countries have that, but
when you say alternatives, what do you mean, food-wise?
Food-wise, yeah, because I mean, yeah, maybe I haven't looked into it as much as I should do. So it's definitely, since I've had a dog, it's made me think, you know, they have feelings and stuff.
Of course, I'm going to say 2 things to that. So the first thing is, they are all individuals, and your dog has a wee personality of their own and a wee character, and they love you and stuff, but you're taught when you're young to draw an arbitrary line. So we're supposed to love cats and dogs and horses and dolphins, and if somebody shoots a lion, we're supposed to get upset. But the animals yeah, of course you do, and I do too. The animals we typically eat and wear, you're taught not to think about them at all. You're taught that it's normal, needed and necessary, when none of those 3 things are true. And in 2022 now, you're obviously not aware of this, so I'm glad you still with me today so I can tell you. The supermarkets are full of, well, I'm vegan and I'm an animal rights activist, so I don't just live the lifestyle. I go on the farms to do investigations, I go into schools and talk to people about veganism. The supermarkets are full of vegan food now. You just obviously haven't seen it because you're not aware of it.
I have to do a bit of research, yeah, because someone told me that there is a certain section, but I found very little there. So what I'm going to do is research it more, because I do love animals, so that's something I appreciate.
Yeah, and well, there's not just one section. There's in Tescos and Sainsbury's, there's like 5 different sections. There's a frozen section, a fresh section, there's alternative meat section, there's your dairy section with yogurts and plant-based milks. So the supermarkets are full of vegan stuff because more and more people are finding out, number one, that animals are individuals and deserve to live in peace the same way that you do, and number 2, there's alternatives for everything these days, and people are finding out what's happening in these industries to animals, and they're not comfortable with it. Like, I would guarantee you the stuff that goes on in the industries here, even in this country, you don't know half of what's going on. Like,
I seen a number of months ago, must have been a year ago, there was a stall out, and there was this man, he was showing what actually happened to the animals, and I couldn't get, honest to God, it's not something that I could do, and yet we're doing this on an industrial, and we're thinking nothing of it, but I found it, I walked away quite disturbed from seeing that, you know.
Of course, because we were taught to see abuse, like if somebody was kicking a dog over here, What would you do? You'd step.
Go over, yeah. I would probably pull him aside. I'm not too sure exactly.
Yeah, well, you'd probably put yourself in harm's way to try and protect the wee doggy. Well, what if he was kicking a little lamb or a baby pig? What would you do then? Would you do
same thing? Yeah, definitely. Would definitely go over. So
exactly. Yeah, when you go into the supermarket and you pay for that product, you're literally paying somebody to do something to an animal that you would never do yourself, and that genuinely does not come with judgment, because I paid for it for a long time in my life too.
I'm getting educated, so that's what.
Yeah. So if I said to you, I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll give you one. Do you know what we do to pigs in this country when they go to a slaughterhouse? Have you any idea?
No, I know that they have fear going in. It's almost like they have a sixth sense that something's happening, but I don't know exactly.
Pigs absolutely do. They're super intelligent. So I've been to slaughterhouses and done vigils with other people, spent some time with them before they go to their death. And the other animals are aware to some level. Pigs are the fourth most intelligent animal. So you have human beings, you have dolphins, ravens are the third, pigs are fourth. So dogs are way down the list. So pigs are super intelligent. So they have it figured out and know from the screams of the other pigs from the moment they arrive. They are terrified, beyond terrified. So we throw them into gas chambers. What do you think of that?
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, terrible.
So they come in, they're herded into a line like a concrete chute, and then they're loaded onto a cage, and then they're dropped down into CO2, it's carbon dioxide, so basically suffocated. Man, you should hear the screams of those animals. It is horrendous. And worse still is watching the ones on the outside, because they hear what's happening to their friends, and they're terrified beyond belief. And then they roll out the bottom, they're still alive, they're unconscious, and then they get hung upside down, by which point they're already conscious again, because the gassing's just to the big strong animals, so they want to be able to control them. Shackle around the leg, upside down, and somebody sticks a knife in their throat and they choke out in their own blood. The screams of them, man, if you've seen it, I swear to God, you'd never eat bacon again. It's so horrendously cruel. And that's just one industry. Eggs, the dairy industry is even worse. That's probably the most cruel industry on earth, and people think it's so innocent, so people don't know these things. So that's why I'm here. And I know the third question's a wee bit of a bomb drop, but I believe good-hearted people have been lied to their whole life by society. You've been taught that these things are okay, or that animals go into a slaughterhouse, a place of slaughter, and something humane happens along the way, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing, because it's educated me, and I think it's a good thing, definitely. I appreciate that.
It's just a new way of thinking. I mean, you hear all these industry terms, humane slaughter and cage-free and red tractor approved, and it means absolutely nothing to any of the animals. It makes the consumer feel better, because in the back of your head somewhere, something bad happened somewhere. So if you hear the word humane, I mean, what does the word humane mean? Do you know the definition of the word? I'm not trying to test your. So it means benevolence. It means to be kind to someone or to care for. The word slaughter means to kill somebody in a violent fashion. So those two words don't belong together. There's nothing humane about sticking a knife in somebody's throat. In fact, it's the most terrifying thing I think I could even think of, is somebody coming at me with a knife. And yet we do that to innocent animals every single day of the week to make products that we have no need for. And there's loads of alternatives about these days as well. So you can buy vegan bacon, vegan cheese, vegan ice cream. In fact, there's a wee shop just down there.
Right.
They sell at the back loads of vegan, vegan chicken and vegan sausages and stuff. Man, they all taste great. They all taste
just the same. So
almost the same. Some of them taste exactly the same. Some of them are a little different. But I'm going to ask you a question. What do you value more, a 5% taste difference or an animal's life?
5% taste difference, yeah, definitely.
No, you would value the animal's life more, obviously.
That's
even if it was different.
No, when I say 5%, I will go with the vegan. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I would encourage you to try the vegan options. Go into the supermarket. I'm going to give you a wee card.
Right.
I appreciate you stopping with me, man.
No worries.
I always think that I'm not here to argue with people, and I'm not here to judge people. I think people with good hearts who have never been told this information or never really stopped to think about it, you're taught not to. Once you hear it and once you delve into it, there's loads of vegans around Mountain Man, it's dead easy. So I would encourage you to watch the top one here, free to watch on YouTube. The best speech you'll ever hear is a guy called Gary Yourofsky, Jewish guy, doing a tour of America. Sounds boring, a speech. I got sent it 10 years ago and I watched it and I thought, shit, 5 minutes in I was like, okay, I'm going vegan. This guy's really powerful and he just spells it out in a way that I couldn't argue with anything the guy was saying. And then down here, resources. So
thank you. What's your name? Sorry.
My name's Cliff. It's down here at the bottom of this card. I do have Instagram and YouTube. I'm not looking for subs by any means. I do school talks here if you know anybody who would be interested. But these ones here, well, Game Changers is about diet. So it shows you how healthy and how you can thrive on a vegan diet. There's this misconception that vegans eat grass and tofu and that's all we eat and you can't be healthy and you're missing all these nutrients. Nothing could be further from the truth. I take no supplements, man. I'm mega healthy. I'm 55 in 2 months' time, so I'm thriving on it and have been for years. Athletes, UFC fighters, boxers, cyclists, strongmen, Mr. Universe, loads of people. David Hayes vegan, you know.
Oh yeah.
So if he can be vegan, then you and me can be vegan as well, you know.
No, I appreciate
and then cowspiracy, seaspiracy, these are showing you the destruction that animal agriculture actually does to the environment as well. So number one driver of climate change, ocean dead zones, eutrophication, pollution, all sorts of things. Yeah. So there's human health and there's the environment of the planet and most importantly for me, it's about the animals because I see, like I said to you earlier, I see animals as completely innocent, and would I ever stick a knife in an animal's throat when it's completely unnecessary? Well, no, I wouldn't, and I know you wouldn't either. So what do you think of that?
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I'm going to look into this further, so I am, and change my ways even more, so I am.
Yeah, man, it's really worth looking into, and like I say, I know you're an animal lover. You have a wee doggy already.
Yeah, I was actually getting a wee bit emotional thinking about it.
Yeah, of course. And if somebody took your wee doggy to a slaughterhouse and want to put them in a gas chamber,
oh yeah,
you'd be like distraught. So if you look at it from the victim's perspective, they're just a wee individual themselves. Pigs are 6 months old when we do that to them. So somebody can eat a bacon sandwich when you can eat a vegan alternative, as I said, that tastes pretty much the same. It's crazy, man. It's just a new way of thinking. So
no, I appreciate that, Cliff. I have to head back to work here, but I
appreciate you stopping, man. Philip, you said yeah.
Phil, yep.
I appreciate you stopping.
Okay, Cliff.
Check that wee. I'll follow them that speech in the top on YouTube, man. Honestly, I'll change your life.
Good man. Cheers, Cliff.
Have a good day.